Previously on the Budgeteers.
We have thoroughly enjoyed our backpacking adventures around India for the last 5 weeks.
No, a little left. Okay, no, to the left. Oh, perfect. Yes, that's it.
We experienced colourful festivals. What an amazing festival this is. Exploring ancient civilizations.
And we've had this amazing sunset.
Talk about a way to end the day. Greatest sunset.
Devoured endless amounts of delicious street food.
So you put rice, you put everything on it, and then you put curd on it. You mix it up and then you eat it.
Rode the amazing trains. This is the only way to travel in India, on the trains, hands down. As well as discovering places and scenery, the likes of which we could only have dreamed of ever seeing. Meanwhile, check out the views. OMG. This is an India we never thought we'd find. But by far the highlight of this series, just like any other trip we've made so far, has been the incredible locals we've met along the way. Welcome to the border of India and Pakistan. As you know, our budget of $1,000 per person is doing really well, and we still have over 1/3 of it left. We're looking like we could live here forever on this money.
Yeah.
India is ridiculously cheap, which is good for us. And so after the thrilling adventures of Rishikesh, we decided to book an overnight sleeper train to Varanasi. However, upon arrival at the train station, this is what we were told.
Our train has been cancelled.
No sleeping, no anything, only general ticket.
You don't have anything except general tickets.
Yeah.
So come with us, guys, on this next leg of this epic adventure. Series 3 is brought to you by Wondergo, a brand new app for travelers. Download it for free on iOS and Android. Welcome back to the next episode of the Budgeteers. I'm singing because
Tears, literal tears.
you gotta sing when you're in a stressful situation.
Yeah.
If you watched the last episode, welcome back. We're at the back end of nowhere in India.
It's
Yeah.
midnight.
In the last episode, you know that our train, our fancy night sleeper train, got cancelled last minute. We managed to get 3 tickets, general class.
It's the lowest of the lowest class.
We've been riding the trains like that the whole time, but it's been for like 4 hours at a time, so it's been like, oh, no worries, we'll just go in the back of the train.
Yeah.
4 hours, 5 hours. This is a 12, 15-hour train.
15-hour train, yeah.
And we knew we were going to be knackered after the events of Rishikesh, so we're like, oh, let's spend a bit of money and get a sleeper train, and then it got cancelled.
Yeah. There goes our plan.
Yay! So come with us on this journey. We are going to be documenting the next God knows how many hours in the first part of this episode. We are going to make it to Varanasi one way or another. Train's here.
Don't even do a monologue. You don't know what's going on. The wrong way.
This is the luggage compartment where we hope to get in, but it's completely shut and sealed. Literally with a seal.
Mind the gap. What's up, dude? This is alright.
I say we just sit down and...
Ladies भी on board. Ladies भी on board. Continues as it's going pretty well.
You normally have about 10 minutes when you get to a big city. People getting on, people getting off. 6 bananas, 20 rupees. Good start. Now I need to get some samosas and a couple of beers would be nice, but I don't think that's going to happen. What's that? Grapes? No thanks, no grapes. Every stop you go to, there's someone selling samosas, and then the one time you want a samosa man, nowhere to be found, baby. No samosa man, just bananas.
Oh, the bananas are good.
Bon appetit.
This train journey took over 18 hours in total, but thanks to the cart being relatively quiet and the locals being super fun to interact with, the journey seemed to go by quickly. Soon enough, we arrived in Varanasi and we were happy to finally stretch our legs. We made our way outside the train station and bartered a cheap tuk-tuk into town.
The tuk-tuk prices are always so funny, yeah? 400, 300, 200.
We could instantly tell that Varanasi was on a whole other level in terms of its traffic and its chaos. So it was a welcome relief to find another hostel hidden in the tiny side streets of downtown. These hostels have been our salvation in terms of rest and relaxation. But we couldn't take much of a break since Varanasi's world-renowned evening ceremony was just about to take place. We've just arrived in Varanasi and it's freaking hectic.
Yeah.
We just checked into our hostel and now we're trying to make our way to the sunset ceremony.
We got in the hostel at 6:30 and the ceremony starts at 7.
We now have less than 20 minutes to get there.
To get there into this crazy traffic. Let's go.
Simply just walking through downtown Varanasi is an out-of-body experience. Everyone is packed into these tiny streets. The noise and the smells overpower you, and at every turn and step along the way, something seemingly out of this world appears before you. But what is so special about India, and something you just don't get anywhere else, are moments like these. Among all this craziness, something truly magical appeared before us. This is the Varanasi evening ceremony, also known as the worship to fire. Hindu priests perform this daily ritual since hundreds of people are cremated each day, as dying here is believed to bring salvation. The atmosphere here was simply incredible. Emotions from a mix of sorrow, deep respect, and also jubilation of a proper send-off filled the air. All we could do was sit back and watch with amazement.
After being on a train for 16 hours.
Too many hours.
This is the best funeral I've ever been to. Guys, if I die, I want to be buried here, but change the music to Oasis. We're gonna let there be gin.
As the ceremony drew to a close, we made our way back to our hostel, where we were eager to explore some more of this truly magical and intense place.
After enjoying a good night's sleep and a hearty breakfast, we made our way in the city to go and explore. However, walking around anywhere in this busy traffic is stressful and a difficult process, to say the least.
Fucking hell. Slowly getting bored of this.
Things luckily quiet down on the riverfront of the Ganges, so we stuck around that area to explore. This area of the Ganges is famous because all the locals bring their recently passed family members here to be burnt and cremated ceremoniously. So it wasn't long until we witnessed another unique part of Indian culture and the Hindu religion.
We just got back from over there where we
Behind the corner?
We were not allowed to film for obvious reasons. It's where the bodies are cremated. So people bring their family members or whoever, their close ones, here, and there's basically an area over there, and there's different tiers, and depending on what class you're in, it determines where you're cremated. And it's just, they pile up the wood and they put the bodies on, and then they put some more wood on top, and then there's Shiva's fire all the way at the top, which has been burning for how long? 3,500 years.
Yeah.
They come down and they light the bodies on fire.
We saw 10 dead people. Yeah, we saw one person being burnt, wrapped up in towel, and then we saw a few other people who'd been burning for a few hours, and by that point you can make out their body and their face, and their body parts and stuff. And then there was a lady who just looked like she died today. She hadn't been wrapped up, so you could see. I mean, she looked like she was asleep. It wasn't, you know, scary. But if you're coming down here, be prepared to see dead people, obviously, but also like quite gruesome stuff. It's not. And I mean, Indian culture is confusing at the best of times, but here, you know, there are people walking around everywhere, and you know, obviously don't walk around with your camera and taking pictures because that's not cool. But it's worth seeing because it's the first time I've ever seen a dead body, and it put things in perspective a little bit because we are just bones and meat at the end of the day.
And he really wants a girlfriend, so call the number below.
And he's getting older, so.
Well, we're all a day closer to death.
People from all over India come here to be, especially in this place, to be buried. Because this temple is only for people who died of natural causes, and it's a really holy place because of Shiva's flame.
Yeah.
And even Mahatma Gandhi was burned here.
Yeah, we saw where he was buried.
Yeah.
Also, what was interesting is we saw like a bunch of guys who were sitting in the river, waist height, sieving human ashes, looking for jewelry, because everyone's buried with their jewelry, and obviously that's not going to melt in that kind of a temperature. So they were finding rings, they were finding necklaces, and I thought that was quite interesting.
If they don't die from natural causes, they're burnt somewhere else along the river. But there are specific cases like pregnant women, children 10 and under, people that die from leprosy, people that get bitten by a snake. There might have been a few others. They're not burnt at all. They have rocks tied to them, and they're actually sunk.
Yeah.
They're sunk down to the bottom of the river.
I did read a blog post where somebody was out here on the sunset tour on the boat, and a dead body that
came up,
bobbed up right next to their boat because it obviously must have inflated and come loose. So, I mean, if they're burning bodies by the 100 per day just there, just imagine what this place is smelling like and looking like. So
this city lives for death.
Yeah.
Because they burn bodies every day, then they have these ceremonies every night, and then a morning ceremony as well.
This makes me want to go back to the hostel and watch some cartoons. So
or drink a nice glass of wine.
German bakery and go eat some chocolate.
How can you have an appetite after watching that? Are you serious?
So actually, after that pretty life-changing experience, we were all pretty quiet and drowned in deep thoughts. So we didn't film anything for the rest of the day. I think death affects us all in different ways, and seeing something like that up close and personal made us think more about the simplicity of life and how we live our own lives. One thing people always say about coming to India is that you will leave as a changed person, for better or for worse. And we completely agree with this. At this point, we can all safely say that we will leave India with a greater respect for life and a deeper knowledge of knowing just how lucky we are to travel and live a healthy life. In order to enjoy Varanasi at its best, we agreed we would have to make it down onto the river at sunrise to enjoy the best views. Unfortunately, I had just dropped a bombshell of bad news on the guys, and the river would suit as the perfect quiet place to have a chat about it. Regrettably, I had to go home early, but before I could tell why I had to return home, I just had to show the guys how crap I was at rowing our boat.
Already turning around. Tyres has been driving 2 seconds.
This is not made for my size, huh?
That's the excuse he's sticking to.
Look at his legs. Look at your lanky legs.
Right, hang with this.
I've never been to the gym. 7 seas in search of females and tequila. Still haven't found any females. And to your left, the Ganges River. And if you look over to your right, you'll also see the Ganges River. And if you look straight ahead, you will see the strongest, sexiest tour guide ever. Okay, we got this, the two of us. And so, this is definitely a joint effort. Me as well. We are having a lovely time here on the river, aren't we?
It's very chill.
Down by the river, don't you know? Yeah, so after this, we only have a few more hours with the big lad.
Yeah.
Before this one has to go back to Belgium.
Yes.
Why do you have to leave again?
In preparation for this trip, actually my job, I work in an animation studio. We're now currently making a big animation movie, but we're doing this trip right in the production process, so I only was able to get 5 weeks of unpaid leave. And then now I have to go back. 5 weeks are up, guys. That's the only thing. That was the amount of time that I got, and it seemed plenty of time enough to see India, or a quarter of it that we've done now, because India's massive.
One of the things about this series was we've always been on a bit of a time schedule. We thought $1,000 per person would be enough, and it has been well more than enough. We've come nowhere near to spending all of our budget, and since Thais is leaving, and I have to start work as well in a week or so, really, it just makes sense to finish here in Varanasi. And Lena's got some awesome plans. What are you up to after Varanasi?
You'll have to stay tuned and find out.
Guys, just to let you know what we do for this channel, we move heaven and earth actually to make these series happen every year.
We do.
Because for every series, either Patty, me and Lena, we quit our jobs to travel for months and make this series, because traveling is only half of the time. Now I've actually found a really good job that I want to keep.
Series 1, I think it was both me and you had nothing to go back for.
Yeah.
And I
Series
couldn't.
2.
I couldn't. Do you remember I couldn't come on Series 1 because of work?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Series 2, I had no job to go back to. But yeah, like at the moment, me and Thais are very happy in our life and in our jobs, and we can't take 9 weeks off, 10 weeks off like we've been doing the last 2 series.
But it's just like Thais is saying, we literally have to move heaven and earth to make these series happen, because there's 3 of us, and you know, coordinating 3 schedules is not easy at all.
Yeah.
It's a miracle that we make a series every year anyway, but it's the thing that brings us together is not really the channel, it's our love of being together. And one thing about this series that's been new is...
He's gonna get emotional.
No, I'm not.
He's gonna get emotional. What is it? What is it?
The difference in this series is we've actually gotten on the whole time, haven't we? Me and you have anyway.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean?
No, but like Series 2 was a big challenge, you know, as in like LA to Panama, and we did 9 weeks hitchhiking, and we were really critical of our series actually. I know we had a really good time and everything like that, but we just whizzed through every place. We went through Mexico in 2 weeks, we spent 3 days in countries, 4 days in countries, and we wanted Series 3, especially Lena, you were very adamant that Series 3 was going to be like a slowed down version of 1 or 2 countries, and we made a really good decision with India, didn't we? Because we've really taken it slowly. We've only done, we were saying yesterday on the train, we have in 5 weeks done the northwest of India quite well.
Yeah,
like that's how big it is.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's massive.
It's massive. You cannot get the scale of India until you come here. So, what has been our overall thoughts of India? I'll start. Basically, for me, India, I've been before, and it's a very intense, on top of you kind of place. There are pockets of unrivaled beauty, culture, and there are times and moments in India which you will never get in any other country, period, in terms of just inspiring stuff, like this right now. But like with most countries, but more so here in India, you have to do so much more to get to those pockets. You have to travel on really long train journeys, really long bus journeys, put up with the traffic and the trash and the noise. The noise is my biggest pet peeve, but it is worth coming here, guys, 100%. You just need to come into India with the right mindset, and maybe travel into a few other countries before you come here, because if you just get fresh off the boat, first trip into Varanasi last night, for example, you would be completely overwhelmed. So my advice is come to India, it's incredible, but just make sure you come with an open mind and a readiness to be annoyed at the noise and the crowds, but yeah, absolutely an amazing experience.
Yeah, I want to add on that. If you're looking for really adventurous travel and searching that next frontier, I think India is probably it. It does test you in more ways, and if you're a beginner traveler, definitely go and travel somewhere else first, maybe Southeast Asia or other countries that are more beginner level of world traveler. But if you've visited those countries, you have to definitely give this a try, because this country will test you, but it is worth it in the end, and that makes it all the more a big adventure.
Well said, Thais. What about you, babes?
A lot of people have said that this is a really, really difficult country to travel. And like Ty said, definitely not the easiest. Like if you're a first-time traveler, I would not recommend coming to India first. But it wasn't as difficult to travel as I expected, so I guess because I bigged it up in my head. But India's magical, it's colorful, the people are amazing, places we've been to, everything's just so stunning, and I'm just really happy that I got to spend 5 weeks with my best friends.
Get that color screen.
Oh, I love you.
That's a big cut.
Oh,
I love you.
yeah, it's been a really nice series again. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's not actually finished just yet. We're still gonna go and enjoy the rest of this amazing sunrise and enjoy our last day with this one. He has to fly. You haven't booked your flight yet, actually, so we better get on that after this. But yeah, we're gonna enjoy this beautiful sunrise and boat tour, and then we're gonna get breakfast, and you're buying breakfast.
I'll buy breakfast, all right.
I'll buy coffee.
Alright. Guys, we need to add that we do also have an awesome special bonus episode coming next week, so definitely stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let us introduce you to some very strange travelers back at our hostel. So we finally met and introduced ourselves to our roommates. Here they are. And typically they're playing a game called Can We Fit in the Wardrobe?
What was the technique I used?
So you put your head on top of the other leg, I think, like how it is now. But yeah, so then you really need to bend yourself onto your back.
You're too fat.
That's it, yes. Let's see if we can... Are you alright?
Yeah.
Alright, then let's push
Yes! Hang on, let me move this. It is horrible, it makes you panic. Yay!
Did I do it?
Yes!
She's away now.
Get me out, seriously, get me out.
I want to know if the big German can get in.
The big German. Big German.
And then stick your head under.
Yeah, that's it.
There,
But
there
then
you
you
go.
need to be on your back more.
So put your shoulder down.
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
Oh my god! Ready? Oh my god!
Oh, that's horrible.
Did you hear that?
We got it. If they hadn't met me, they wouldn't have achieved this. They would have left frustrated.
Also, I love that we just met you 5 minutes ago. We were like, trying to get the draw.
Yeah, we just got back from our walk and walk into the room, and I'm like, oh, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, we're just trying to fit into the wardrobe.
Standard. Just a normal day.
So yeah, we really recommend you staying in hostels, because then you'll meet lovely weirdos like this. It's that part of the trip where whenever you guys travel and we travel, that sucks planning our route to go home. Thais, you weren't really going to come to Varanasi, were you really?
No, because we didn't really know where we were gonna end up. Unexpected things happen and plans change all of the time.
Especially on the Budgeteers.
Yeah, but to make it in Delhi in time, I actually booked a flight ticket. And for that I used our WonderGo app. It's the app that has been sponsoring this series, so thank you so much for that. I actually double checked the prices on kiwi.com and Skyscanner. It's the same price, and WonderGo, they have a good purpose as well. They actually support replanting the Amazon forest. So if you can, just check out their app. And I booked a flight ticket from Varanasi back to Delhi tonight for 44 euros.
44 euros for Thais' internal flight. So that's not the end of the world. Since especially we're coming to the end of the series and we definitely haven't spent our budget, it's not a big deal for us this time, thankfully. Yeah, when we realized Thais was gonna have to book a flight from Varanasi, I had to bite the bullet and start looking for flights. So yeah, again, I used WonderGo. I found a really cheap flight, 6,000 baht, which is about $200 US, from Varanasi all the way to Bangkok. Obviously, guys, you can find cheaper flights if you book weeks, if not months ahead of time. Our style of travel for me, personally as well, is to buy a one-way ticket and then you're free to do what you want, and then towards the end of your trip book a one-way back or a one-way to the next destination. So I have another 2 nights here with the lovely Lena, but Lena doesn't have to book a flight because you're not going home, she's just continuing traveling. So
she's gonna go on another adventure.
And rumor has it she's gonna pull her finger out and make something for the channel. So holy moly.
Shocking news.
That didn't sound good.
So now that we've sorted our flights, thank you WonderGo, we're gonna, rumor has it they do massages at this hostel, so might look into that. If not, oh, let's go get chocolate in the fridge.
Let's do that.
Okay, let's go get some chocolate. Ooh.
Since we'd made it over 5 weeks in India without spending anywhere near our budget, we decided to go out for our traditional end of series lavish dinner to celebrate another successful trip, our last evening with Thais, and Patty's belated birthday. We couldn't decide between white or red wine, so we got both. The food menu looked amazing, so we just ordered one of each, and for the only time this entire series, we enjoyed a small taste of luxury. Cheers! And happy birthday, Patty.
Thank you.
Okay, so the game is, how much is the bill?
I estimate 7,500 rupees. Thais bye.
I'll go lower. Maybe 6,500. Hopefully.
7,366.
Ding, 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 I am a champion. That's not too bad. That's $130. This isn't on the budget. This is the end of series dinner. And my birthday dinner. You're right.
The budget's over. We spent it. Actually, we still have budget, but this is out of the budget.
Big lad's leaving.
Tuk-tuk sorted.
How much?
500.
That's cheap.
That's cheap, good.
All right. Time to say goodbye, guys.
No.
See you later, mate.
Group pack. Guys, it's been such a good trip.
Yeah, it's such a good trip.
Guys, quick fire round. Before you leave India, what was your favorite thing about India?
Favorite thing about India? It was just this. The craziness on the streets. There's always something happening, like on every street corner. We're here for 5 weeks and still we can't grasp it. It's still amazing us.
What was your favorite place?
Definitely in the Himalayas. I can't choose between Dharamsala or Manali.
What was the worst thing about India?
The scammers. You have to have a thick skin just to brush it off. But now, after 5 weeks, we've learned.
The number one travel tip for people thinking of coming to India.
Number one travel tip: always carry toilet paper, guys.
Very true. Right, one more cuddle.
One more cuddle.
Oh, your rib. All right.
See you in series 4, mate.
Thank everyone that's been following us, and thanks for all the nice comments. We appreciate it. And until the next one.
One more hug.
It's hard saying goodbye.
I know.
We've been traveling for such a long time, still saying
It's
goodbye.
still so
Still
strange.
sucks.
He's tall, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Lena, take care of Petty.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
We love you.
We love you too.
Have a good flight, mate.
Yeah, mate. Have a couple of days in Varanasi. Chill out and have a good flight to Bangkok.
Got a lump in my throat. And then there were 2.
And there were 2. Double trouble.
Who are we going to take the piss out of now?
I still have tons of material. Tons to work with.
Bye, Ties. We
love you, Ties.
We don't know when we'll see you next, but we'll talk to you very soon.
Don't tell Patty, but you're my favorite.
You're my favorite too. Worst thing about being in Varanasi right now is because it's a holy place, no beer to drown our sorrows.
Oh my gosh.
And we're not going back to that fancy hotel we had dinner last night in because it was like $8 a drink, so.
Maybe if we get really sad.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so our lanky bastard has left us. We're really, really sad. It's just not the same when there's only 2 of us. I think we can all agree to that.
You know when you've got like a pet, clumsy Great Dane? And then you lose him.
And then you only have one Great Dane left.
Yeah, like an annoying Jack Russell who eats all your food.
Anyway, we're gonna head off and find some food, but Patty and I are both a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot of it, overwhelmed by all the noise in the streets. So, we're trying a new technique. Do you want to show them?
Oasis, as loud as possible, on both ears. And if I get one over, I'd rather get one over listening to Oasis than have to listen to this beeping shit.
Headphones!
It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get you anywhere beeping like that.
Headphones in.
Come out tonight. Hello. Oi! I thought it was cow shit, but it's just a bag. Rock! Rock! Like this. Like this. Rock! So after me and Lena discovered this pretty awesome Varanasi travel hack, we actually really enjoyed ourselves for the next few days. Since the flight I had just booked wasn't for a while, we took the next few days to really get to know Varanasi. We found some really trendy cafes where they had some amazing food. We found some quaint little parks to get away from the crowds. And so our initial culture shock we experienced when we first arrived certainly faded away pretty quickly. Unfortunately, all good things have to come to an end, and so does this penultimate episode. Lena and I were just moments away from saying our final goodbyes, so we thought the only way to sign off was to go on one last stunningly beautiful river cruise to soak up this magical atmosphere one last time. This is the final scene of Series 3.
Because I'm pushing Patty off the boat.
For the first time in Budgeteers history, we have run out of time. I don't have to go back to Thailand, I will be honest with you. I have a couple more weeks.
Want to hang out with me.
It's not that. I have a couple more weeks left of my holidays. But it's been a long year. I'm tired. We did a lot on this channel together, and I did a lot when I wasn't filming, you know, working, establishing myself in my new career and working really, really hard. We went to Myanmar together. We went to we did the Mahong.
You went to Christmas
We went to Christmas together. We went on the Mahong song loop together, and we came to India together. So I'm actually in need of like a break, because, you know, making the Budgeteers is so much fun, but it's not like a walk in the park, and it doesn't.
And hanging out with your best friend is just such hard work, you know? So before we finish this episode, we need to give a lot of thank yous out there to a lot of different people. So the biggest thank you to Wondergo, the guys at Wondergo. They've been our main supporter this series and really made this possible for us. So all the love to you guys. Patty's actually going to go meet up with them and have a beer and send them hugs from all of us. So thank you. You've seen us promoting their app throughout this series, and seriously, really highly recommend you guys use them. Remember that for every time you use their app, they plant a tree. So really good cause. A really big thank you to Zostel for hooking us up all over India.
Yeah, they were awesome hostels.
Yeah, we've had amazing stays in all the different hostel locations, so big thank you to all of you guys, and of course to every hostel or hotel that we've stayed in. So a big thank you to An After Story, Varun and Harsh. You guys were amazing.
Yeah, they really looked after us.
Yeah, really
took us to that amazing all-you-can-eat restaurant.
Yeah, and a huge thank you to Lazy Bunday. We love you guys. Thank you so much for hosting us and taking us all over Dharamsala and around Dharamsala. We had the best time with you guys. And obviously the most important thank you of all, thank you to you guys, our viewers. You guys are the reason that all of this is possible. We wouldn't be here without your support. Thank you for buying the t-shirts and other merchandise. Thank you for just, you know, sharing our channel, watching our videos, liking, subscribing, you know, talking to people when you go out to the pub and talking about our channel. You don't think it makes a big difference, but it does.
Yeah,
and
totally.
We just love you guys so much. It's unreal.
I've actually met a load of our subscribers in Chiang Mai where I live, gone for beer, gone for drinks, and it's really interesting to see like the little community, the little weird corner we have at the internet. It's getting a little bit big actually now. We're nearly 30,000 subscribers at the end of Series 3, which is really crazy for a channel that doesn't really upload, or we only really upload once a year. Hopefully this channel will get bigger and we'll start making more series now that Lena's making stuff. Ty's will hopefully make stuff, I'll keep making stuff, and then we'll get together once a year and do the main series. If you're one of the people who've made it this far, all the way down to the end of episode 9, and you've been binge watching it, you've just found us, hello, welcome, stay on board. If you're old school and you've watched series 1 and 2 and you've been here for ages, and you're making it all the way to the end again, just want to say a big thank you from Ty's. He's not here this time, but he wants to say thanks to everyone we just mentioned, and there's no other end. I was going to say and more, but we thanked everyone. Yeah. I also want to say a big thank you to you.
I want to say a big thank you to this guy.
This guy for rowing our boat. Thanks a lot for rowing our boat. Series 2, you didn't really know what you were getting yourself into. You'd never been on the Budgeteers before, and you just kind of did your own thing. In Series 3, you've really come on, grabbing the camera, buying a new camera, and actually going off and filming and being totally normal.
And then dropping the camera and giving it a new paint job.
Yeah, like I think you've really come on leaps and bounds in terms of being in front of the camera. all we need to do now is get Ty's a bit more camera friendly, and then actually we don't want to do that because that's what this channel is about. 3 different people, 3 different personalities, 3 different travel styles.
What we want to do is get you off the camera a little bit.
Yeah.
So, if you are still watching, because this is really long.
It always goes on at the end. It always goes on really long, but it's important to say thank you.
We love you guys. Make sure you subscribe for more videos and more series.
Yeah. And we're just in good health and we're in good spirits, and we wish you guys the same. So just want to say,
and if you really love us, unsubscribe to Carl Watts.
So, without further ado, we will see you, me and Lena and Ty, we will see you in Series 4, wherever you think we should go. Let us know in the comments.
Below.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Okay, kiss.
No, you hang up.
No,
you hang up.
No, baby, you hang up.
No, you hang up.
Beso, beso, beso.
You hang up.
Beso.
Next time on the Budgeteers.
Hello guys, welcome to the bonus episode of Series 3 of the Budgeteers.
Wait a minute, we're gonna die. Hi. Thanks for ruining our intro, dude. Let's do a really cool, interesting behind the scenes.
As you can imagine, making a series like this, it's more than just turning on a camera and filming. Make sure you comment below, we promise to, for fuck's sake. Honestly, I'm gonna fucking punch you. Cheers.
These are a lot of voiceovers. I know we have a lot of cool footage, but maybe, and this is a suggestion.
Okay, so I'll say, hey guys, we're the Budgeteers and welcome to the next episode. We travel the world on a budget. Right now we're in India, we have $1,000